Hello, and welcome back to the EDC Squirrel. Got a new one today, and this one is from Vosteed. And as you can see here, it is a pretty, pretty big box. This one, well, to be quite honest, it's a knife. It's a type of knife I don't normally pick up. Now, I do have quite a few knives like this, but I'm pretty partial to folding knives and the like. This one is a fixed blade. Now, most of the fixed blades I get tend to be like Damascus, handmade, things like that. This one's obviously a production model. This one is called the Quokka. Now, inside the box, what we have here is we have the warranty from Vosteed. We have a support card from them as well. We'll put that there. We have, a neat little lanyard, some paracord, and we have a Vosteed microfiber cloth. And then here we have the knife. Now this does come in a really neat Kydex sheath. I'm going to put everything else back in the box for now. And like I said before, this does come in a really neat Kydex sheath. And just from the initial looks, it looks like you could also adjust the positioning of this sheath. Right now it's set for vertical carry, and I guess it looks like if I were to loosen up the screw that's in there, I can also set this for horizontal carry. Now, before we get to the knife itself, let's get some specifics out of the way. Now, this is model number D as in Delta 0601, has a blade length of only 2.72 inches. Overall length is going to be 5.65 inches. Now, the blade material on this knife is going to be 14C28N, flat grind, and is a Bowie style knife. The finish on this one is going to be a stonewash, like a black stonewash, and it's going to weigh in at about 2.63 ounces. Now, let's get this out of the sheath. Now, you get a nice little lip here that you can use your thumb for leverage to pop the blade out of the sheath, and here we are. Now, before we get further into the blade, you can see it snaps back in really nice and a very positive sounding snap when it goes back into the sheath. I really, really like that. Shows that it's got really good retention in that sheath, and then needing that little lip for your thumb to help remove the knife. It's a very nice thing to see in a Kydex sheath like this. Now, the knife itself, like I said before, is going to be a Bowie style blade of only, what did I say the length of this was? 2.72 inches, which makes this great for places where you might have blade length restrictions when it comes to carrying knives. Now, even though it's not a very large knife, I can still get a full gorilla grip on this blade. My pinky is actually still on the handle, and these G10 scales feel really nice and grippy. There's a little bit of milling right there in the center that provides a good amount of grip. And as you can see, the tang of the blade, the full tang extends all the way to the very end. Then you have a little lanyard hole to place that lanyard that it came with, and a good amount of jimping on the back of that blade. In fact, it goes from the back here all the way to the front. So if I wanted to hold the knife in this fashion, I have, and it's pretty aggressive jimping, but not uncomfortable. It does provide a really good grip on the back of that, on the spine of the blade. So you get real precise control over that edge. But a very comfortable little fixed blade knife. Again, I don't normally get fixed blades, but I liked the look of this. I liked the size of this. This is still, this would still make it a very easy knife to carry, even with a Kydex sheath. I myself would probably adjust this so that way I can carry it in a horizontal fashion as opposed to a vertical carry, but that's me. And it even looks like you might be able to adjust this in different increments between the two as well, like a little slant carry or something like that. And let's see how well they did on the factory edge here. Got some magazine paper. Ooh, pretty sharp factory edge out of the box. Pretty crisp up until the very end there. Might just be the way I'm holding it. Oops. That was me. Otherwise, nice and sharp. Pretty crisp edge on the magazine paper from the cutting. I don't know if you can see there. So pretty good factory edge on this one. Actually, quite impressed. Now, 14C28 end steel is one of my favorite knife steels for budget blades under $100. And now I'm just catching little tears in there already. And while not the toughest steel in the world, I like it because of its, it is actually pretty tough. While it doesn't have the best edge retention, it is a pretty tough steel and is pretty easy to hone and keep sharp. And they did a pretty good job on this factory edge. I'm not seeing too much debris on the edge. The cuts on the magazine paper were pretty crisp. Not too much tearing. I know if I hold the blade in a weird way, it can tear up pretty well, but this did a pretty good job. And again, very comfortable hold on this one. I like the jimping. There's even jimping on the other side of the handle where you have the rest of your fingers to help maintain control of that knife. It does provide a good amount of grip. So combined with the G10, they really did well in making sure you can keep a good handle on this blade. And I could even see jimping on the back here as well. So that's actually really neat. You can hold this in various ways. It's not uncomfortable to hold in different grip styles. And you have just enough, at least for my hands, I have just enough handle there to get all my fingers on that handle. I don't have the biggest hands in the world, like maybe medium large hands. So that is really nice on a fixed blade that is this small. Pretty impressed on this one. Now, I got this one on Whatnot, so I know I didn't pay the full retail price, probably around like $50 or so. I can't quite recall. But I did get it on an auction on Whatnot through Going Gear. Looking at Vosteed's website, this particular model, the Quokka, goes for about $59. And they do, again, have various versions. Like they have a non-coated green micarta. I'm seeing others with a ring where this lanyard hole is, although I'm not seeing those currently available. So I don't know if those are still available to purchase or they're just currently sold out and they'll be getting those in the future. I kind of prefer the one without the ring. But otherwise, you're going to see these at about $59 on their website. Prices may vary depending on the retailer you go to. But nice blade at a very nice cost for a fixed blade. And again, I don't get these very often, but this one I had a hard time ignoring, mainly because of who made it, the type of steel being used, and I was really intrigued by the shape. So let me know what you think. Do you have one of these Quokkas? And comment below with how you enjoy it, or if there are any other models of fixed blade Vosteeds you'd like me to take a look at, because to be quite honest, I might have to pick up more of these. I just like how well this one is made. Now I want to take a look at some of the other offerings that Vosteed and other fixed blade models that other manufacturers might have. But again, let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way you're notified as soon as I drop a new video. But thank you for watching, and hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye.